It's time for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj.
Hey, Loco Sports fans, welcome back to another edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. Tuesday night, week rolling along. Good day on my end.
It's a great day.
Good day on my
You know
end.
why?
Beautiful
We
day.
got some champions to crown here in the Loco.
We do.
That's what makes it even better.
Indeed, we do. As one might have guessed from the first round scores we shared last night, the May River Sharks repeated as the Class 4A girls golf state champs. We'll have a little bit of video we can share with you a little bit later on from Misa Garzon, who was Johnny on the spot today. Got me some video, so we've trained Misa well. And Nathan Campbell will be popping by in a little bit as well to talk with us. So looking forward to talking with Coach Campbell, victorious. We've kind of chronicled this season. You know, it feels like starting, well, not even this season, but last year and this year, this whole journey for this group of kids. So feels like it'll be kind of a fitting into the story tonight.
Is that 3 or 4
we celebrate
in like a very short span for this? Because I
know
the Bose sisters want
right. I want to say it's 4 in a period, but I don't know how many.
They've won a bunch. Because I know when Sydney and Kylie Bose were there, I think they won at least 2.
I agree. I think that's right.
2 more, yeah. So this
maybe
has been
even I think 2.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
That feels right. So yeah, it's
quite amazing.
It's dynastic,
yeah, really is.
to say the least. But yeah, so the Sharks win the title today at Rose Hill. May River girls win the championship. We've got volleyball brackets out, so we can run through
guys and girls.
Guys getting started tomorrow night, and then the girls on Thursday. We can run through. Yeah. Halloween. So we'll run through that and look at the brackets and see who's playing whom, who's got the path, all that stuff. Bridges Prep is in a good spot.
Yeah, they are.
They
got home.
They get to be at home all the way through.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing a lot of them.
Yep.
Looks like burning it up over there in the new gym. So that'll be cool.
Oh yeah. Hey, I love the old gym, but I can't wait to be in the new one. That's going to be even better.
The new one is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait for basketball season over there.
Yeah. Basketball's only a few weeks away too. I just look at the schedule mid-November. So
their guys should be good too.
Yeah, boys has always been a good program around the years. We also have girls tennis starting up this Thursday.
Yep. Got some home matches too. For some teams. May River gets to play, or no, sorry, that's volleyball. But in the tennis, actually May River does get to play at home in the tennis. So does Hilton Head and Battery Creek. I didn't I was surprised to see they had a home match. That's good to see. Starting to come up a little bit. So yeah, got some stuff going on, but mostly tonight is about the golf. We're going to celebrate the golf. We got champs. So the show tonight presented by Mickelson Law Firm. What Javon Livingston says, the gym at Bridges is still not big enough for basketball. But the show tonight brought to you by Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor, presenting sponsor of the Loco Sports Lowdown, the official real estate closing attorney of Loco Sports, and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Mickelson Law Firm been with us since the beginning. Jumped on board in 2017. We got a home run for
Will Smith, the
Dodgers. Somebody who's not Freddie Freeman, surprisingly. But Mickelson Law Firm supporting us since the beginning, so I hope you'll call on them for your legal needs and support the folks who support Loco Sports. And we support all the teams in the Loco, but certainly the teams that bring home state titles. And we got our buddy Nathan Campbell joining us once again after a victorious 2 days at Rose Hill. What's up, man?
Life is good. I have no complaints right now. That is for sure.
You can relax. You can take a deep breath.
I finally can relax. You can tell my throat's a little sore, and just having to have a lot of conversations and thank yous to a lot of people out there. today.
It was all smiles today, wasn't it? It was all smiles. That's what we love to see.
Yeah, the girls had a great day. It really just did all come together. It's kind of a cool thing. I was just on the internet a few minutes ago looking on Facebook, and my high school made the first time in like their second time in the existence of my high school that they made the boys playoffs. And
Ooh,
my
wow.
high school coach is still there. He's been there for 44 years coaching high school golf.
Fantastic.
And so and it's so weird. Just this happened today that they had their golf banquet for boys, because in West Virginia, boys is in the fall. So it just coincidentally, they have their banquet today because their state championship was last week or 2 weeks ago. And it's just a cool little experience because one of my friends, his son's on the team now. And it's just a neat thing to be out there and just see what's going on in the world of golf. It's really a cool little experience.
Yeah.
Misa be trolling. He says, I was just on the internet. I did kind of laugh to myself when you said, I was just on the internet. I was like,
well,
you're
I was
on the internet right now, dude.
Facebook.
Like,
Yeah. Well, I was Facebook, like I was trying to remember which of these social media things I saw.
Which of the internets you were on?
Which of the internet I was on. So, yeah, it was just a funny thing just seeing that from back home. And, I grew up in a small town with my county had one stoplight. So to see that my little high school made it for that. And then I've got another friend who coached one of the bigger teams in West Virginia to a state championship this year. Just a cool little thing. And then, just to kind of be added in there, it was kind of neat. So.
Yeah, man. Congratulations again on the dub. I'm trying to get the scores open here so we can see them. But we're going to show them to the people. But Sharks winning it by, what was the total? 20 shots, right? The final margin.
Yeah, 20 shots. I mean, you gotta applaud some of these teams too. We played a very deep course out there. We played 5,600 yards. And so it was kind of a neat experience for some because they don't play that all year. And so some of these schools, so a lot of these schools had a lot of young teams too. So if you were to look up and down those rosters, you'd see a lot of 7th and 8th graders and 9th graders and sophomores. We had a few teams that the oldest person on the team was a sophomore. So
wow.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I got to meet a lot of the coaches. We played with some different schools in the first round, and so we're hoping to see those guys come back to the Loco for the May River Invitational next year. So yeah, it was just a neat experience. But yeah, that 20, and you got to understand something. Hilton Head's team, applaud them. I mean,
my God, yeah.
That is a neat thing to have. Just a bunch of girls in an area where there's really good golf, and so that's the best Hilton Head team. Like I've been saying, that may be the best Hilton Head team in the last 20 years here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you had some hitters on that team, and they're young too. So they get three of their top 4 back, and then they've got some 8th graders there too. So they've got the makings of a good run too. I mean, it's a
no doubt.
neat little thing, and we're kind of all supporters of each other down here, and it was really cool. Yeah, it's really cool to see. Lexi Milbrand, she's the senior at Hilton Head, and so the cool thing is she just signed with Barry, I think, in Florida, in Miami.
Okay, awesome.
Or I don't know if they do the signing at November,
right,
the building of the paper, but I guess maybe verbal or something. I can't speak for her, but we just talked about it today, and to see her face light up and know that she's going off to do something she loves at the next level is kind of cool. In the state she wanted to be in too, she really had an affinity for wanting to be in Florida. So every time she talked to me, I'm trying to get some school down in Florida, and I'm like, all right, cool. And so we just talked about it today, and it's cool to see them, get to realize their dreams. I got 2 pretty lucky ones that get to go off and experience that in college, and they're just leaders. So it was fun to be with them in their last high school match today too.
Yeah.
How about 5 of the top 10 from the Loco? Starting
Yeah.
with your champ, Robinson Trower, winning it by 5 shots. Lexi Milbrandt in third, Claire Green in fourth, and then Harper Hedden from Hilton Head and Ava Cunningham tied for
Loco
seventh.
dominance.
So really 5 out of the top 8.
Yeah,
Pretty
we had 3 make because the top 10 make all states. So that's that list I sent you. There was that one.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really
yeah, terrific result for you guys, but the entire Loco as well. Hilton had provided a strong test for you and then challenged you guys throughout and towards the final opportunity. They put up a very strong efforts these last few days. Something's cutting in and out on my. I don't know if it's my.
Yeah, there's a little bit of feedback coming from somebody.
Actually, we have 3 teams who finished in the top 10 from the local area because Buford finished in 7th.
Yep, Buford did. Right.
3 teams from this area finishing in the top 10.
What does that say to you about Loco golf? What does that mean in terms of the not just you guys, but the entire Loco showing out in a tournament like this in states?
Well, I think the cool thing is you get a lot of we have these new coaches now too in the area. Like Buford's got a brand new coach. He's working over there at Cat Island, and so it gives these girls an opportunity to go play cat. And to be completely honest, his team's very young as well. And so you're looking at I think this is the start of something you're going to see that's very special around here, because what we've done is we've kind of just said, hey, we want opportunities for girls. We've always had opportunities for boys down here. We're blessed with a lot of golf courses, right? And I think now you're seeing a push towards that expansion of the game and the women's game as well.
Yeah.
And so down here, we've got a lot of mentoring programs now. We've got a lot of swing coaches that say, I think a lot of it was back in the early days, 10 to 15 years ago. You're looking at a lot of it was we coach boys. We don't really coach girls. Right. And so now if you're a swing coach, you coach both. And so even the best coaches down here coach both. And you kind of see that is they're taking on that clientele, and that clientele is succeeding as well.
Yeah. Hey, the girls' money spends just the same.
Yeah. Well, and to be completely honest, it's the level of coaches down here.
Right.
Like the one thing that I hear from people in the upstate is, wow, you guys have the infrastructure to have golf down here. And, I took kind of what those good coaches do from around the state and just kind of tried to replicate it. A lot of them have good swing coaches in their areas. Trust those swing coaches.
Right.
Try to build lines of communication with them and get as many as possible in there. So then these kids have the wealth of knowledge of multiple people. Yes, you're going to like 1 or 2 people, and you're going to keep going back to those ones that make you the most comfortable. But you have tons of options around here, and sometimes it's good to hear differing opinions.
Yeah, sometimes you need to hear a different voice, and sometimes something doesn't click, between coach and
we've been blessed. I tell you guys all the time about Hilton Head Lakes. Hilton Head Lakes.
Yeah.
Dan Jackson out there he was with our girls pretty much every Wednesday during the season. Plus, I also gave the Wednesday days is like, hey, you go to your swing coach. If your swing coach is open on Wednesday, that can be a day you can go there. But if not, then come work out with Dan. Dan's got all the same technology too, just a different set of eyes. And I saw that a lot at nationals when I was talking to the other coaches. Coach from Illinois, she said that was her day. Her day was Wednesday. If you want to go work with swing coach, then you're with them on Wednesday. If not, then you're at practice with me. And so adapting some of those things, because I think a lot of the old school coaches are like, you need to be at practice every day with me. Well, that's kind of arrogant. I don't know as much golf as Tim Cook, Rosie Jones, Krista Dutton.
They forgot more about the golf swing than you've ever known.
Exactly. So that would be arrogant of me to kind of say, no, you can't go see these people, especially if people help you become comfortable. We all know it's about comfort in high school golf. Those that are the most comfortable with their swing and are playing good golf, they don't have to worry about things. They're playing a comfortable game of golf. And you see that Robin is hitting stride. She won the May River Invitational. She won this one by 5 strokes. She really blew out the field. The field didn't have a chance. Robin had, because Robin was on. You know, that's the same thing you saw Claire her junior year. You know, Claire, again, she didn't end the season the way she wanted to, because Claire wants to win everything because she is highly competitive. But to see those two be able to kind of work, you know, together and
Hammonegg.
Yep. Nobody else could have a 1-2 punch like that around the state. So, like,
that was really the difference.
Yep.
You look up and down those scores, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was really the difference, is you knew that at least one of them was going to go low and the other one was going to be solid every round. And you could just count on it. And then the young girls, man, they came on strong.
Well, and then that's a credit to their work ethic too, because they've got Robin and Claire to look up to, and they're like, we can't let them down, right? So their whole idea all year, and I think one of the cool things was when we played 8 tournaments this year, those points helped towards rankings. And so now Haley Zhao is the 4th ranked in her class, and Ava Cunningham is 7th in the state in her class. So this is exactly where I wanted them to be at the end of this season, looking up, going, oh, cool. When this chunk of graduates is out of the rankings and we move up quite a few spots, now the attention's on us. So pressure's on you guys. And so I like they're
that's
prepared.
what it's all about. Yeah, that's what it's all about. You want to see those other players rise with your top 1 or 2, 3 girls. And we saw that as the season play out. So, you know, to get good scores, obviously, from Robin, your individual champion, alongside some of those others coming up that you mentioned. I mean, that's everything. So props to you, props to these girls for really improving and taking advantage of those early tournaments to get better and to compete against. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm getting a bunch of feedback tonight, so I apologize.
Yeah, it's coming off. It's coming off, Coach. I'm going to mute him right now while you're talking.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's a lot better. But Coach, obviously, it's your job to get the mindset right, to get them motivated. So tell me about what you said in the prior days leading up to the tournament and to these last 2 days to get them ready for this big opportunity that they seized yesterday and today. So kind of what was your motivation and what was your speech, you know, as you got these girls ready to prepare to take the course?
Well, I think you didn't really need to say much to them this week. They were pretty irritated about how they played last week when they opened the door, is what I like to say. Hilton Head had a great round. They beat us 313 to 315 at Lower State. Didn't make them too happy, right? So it kind of refocused them. And so I didn't really need to say much. You know, that old adage is I lose right before the playoff. And my players then came together and said, okay, we got something. Sorry, we took our eye off the ball. Now, mind you, eye off the ball was a 315, which would have been Hilton Head shot better than a lot of people in the state that day. And so, we had a bad day and they beat you. But I loved how that kind of brought them back, refocused them, and kind of said, okay, because the next 2 days we were out at Rose Hill. So right after you rip the Band-Aid off, right? Go right back out on that course. You know, now you're playing here next week. So 9 holes on Tuesday, 9 holes on Wednesday. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So 9 holes on Monday, 9 holes on Monday, 9 holes on Tuesday. And then what I did is I kind of gave them, it was homecoming week. And I want these girls to be comfortable and relaxed. And one of the things they came to me and said this year is they kind of wanted to be high school kids. And they knew they were going to play a lot of golf, but they wanted to have the opportunity to do things. So I was like very accommodating, because you guys remember I made a bet with them. Do you guys remember the bet I made? I told you that. They had to shoot under 300, and I had to dress up in the mascot costume at school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So on Friday, I was in a putting contest against the girls in the Sammy the Shark costume at school.
Oh.
There may be evidence online that there was a Sammy the Shark in the putting contest. I can
Okay.
confirm that sweaty person inside that thing was
Oh.
me, and the fan did not work.
Did
I
they
was
know
not
it
told
was
that
you?
beforehand.
Did they know it was you in the costume?
No, the girls knew it was me in the
Okay.
costume, but none of the students did. The 1,700
Right.
students in the gym had no clue.
Okay.
So needless to say, I
that's
missed
funny.
both of my putts in the costume, and we did not
I-
win. We
I've
ended
been
at a
in the
tie,
Finnegan
so.
costume. I cannot imagine being able to make a putt in it. No
Yeah.
chance. There's no
And I
feel.
feel bad
There's
for
no
those.
so I had to
feel.
figure out
No.
We
which
have
was
a
the double up.
mascot who shot the half court shots, and yeah, that must have been that must have been not the best. It's just not just you doing it in front of the crowd, but doing it in a costume where you're sweating and it's a. I'll tell you what, that
it's a
mascot
very
made some
nice
half court shots
costume.
still.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But very non.
Not breathable.
Doesn't breathe well. Doesn't
You
breathe
need an
well.
air conditioning unit in that thing, man. I tell you.
So hey, but a Lannister pays his bets or whatever whatever the term is, right? So like, I had to do what I was supposed to do for them. I'm stupid enough to make a bet, and then senior night they go ahead and remember there was a bet, and they break the record. So
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah,
this is not a bet, but I feel like Garzon wants you to do a Loco segment in the costume.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You know, that
Sorry.
would be funny to do a segment where everyone here is just wearing some sort of school mascot helmet or something.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like
Thursday would be
okay. If it was
Halloween,
everybody doing
if
it,
it was
then sure,
everyone
I'm in
and we
for
just
that.
tried talking through the helmets, through the
Sounds
heads
like
and
Darth
stuff like that.
Vader for Darth Vader.
Right.
Hey, we should do that for Halloween. I just thought
Yeah,
of that.
I
We
could
could
do
do
that.
that for Halloween, to be
Halloween
honest.
segment.
There you
Could
go.
be done. You guys want to see something impressive? Well, I
Please.
feel like Campbell will appreciate this. Campbell, you think you can
Okay.
make a 35-yard field goal? A 30-yard field goal, sorry.
It's like
Is this what they do on
Pat
game
McAfee,
day every week now?
Game day, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think
challenge?
I'm making it from 35. You got to get it closer in. I might be able to do that.
well, they did it at Hilton Head Christian Academy.
I knew you were going to play that. Yes, I was hoping
They
you would
did
do
it
that.
for $1,000.
I watched it too. I should
and-
have gotten it on video. I just didn't
Oh well,
expect
I've got it.
happen.
I've got the
Ooh.
video, my friend.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Let me find the
30.
next
It was a
one here.
35-yarder, by the way.
35-yard field
35.
goal.
No, it was 30. It was 30. I
30?
got it on video. Yeah, you
let's
can
see
tell
it.
that it was. They put it down on the 20.
Still, though, 30 yards is pretty good.
That's a
Still,
good
nonetheless.
You didn't do it.
Hold on. Five. All right. So the kicker here is that the kicker is Lori White, the soccer
Yes.
coach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Lori's got a little boot on her.
Yep.
There's Max. There goes Lori. Max, hands
Yeah,
up.
there's me.
We got a better angle too. I'll get the better angle for us.
I was
the
laughing
under-
so hard because I just didn't see it coming, and I forgot
It
that
was
was Lori.
legit, man. Here we
Oh.
go.
Just 30-yard kick.
Oh, boom! Drilled it. You think you could do it, Campbell?
No, not like that.
Yeah. No chance.
No, there's no soccer
chance.
ability. I was golf, baseball. I have to hit the thing coming at me or
You would-
sitting there.
you-
I'm not.
You would end
Give
up
me a
the
bat
same
and
as
I'll
I
get to
would.
do it. You give me a
You
bat
would-
and I'll get to do that.
I would
Give me a
dribble
bat
it
or a
and
golf
end
club
up
and I'll
lying
get
on
you
my
a
back.
golf price, man.
No, soccer's a whole nother animal. Like I was.
It's
You know,
it's a lot
torso up.
tougher than it looks. A lot
Yes.
tougher than it
Well,
looks.
for her efforts, Lori won $1,000 and $1,000 for the Hilton Head Christian Academy Booster Club
Booster
from
Club, yeah.
Stokes Crown Toyota. So
Yeah,
How about that
congrats.
on
Pretty-
homecoming night too? How great is that?
pretty unbelievable,
That's a great job.
Awesome.
Great job,
Yeah.
Stokes, by
Yeah.
doing something like that.
Yeah.
right? Pretty cool.
I was so
Yeah.
awestruck, and then when she turned around, I was like, "Oh, it's Lori." Okay, all right. Yeah, fair enough.
Nonetheless, that's impressive. There's no way.
I was
I
gonna
could
say
do
if
it.
they need
Yeah.
like Hey, what's the equivalent in golf? Do they need Claire to hit a ball 300 yards? I can do that. You just give
Yeah.
Claire $1,000 and the
Yeah.
girls golf program $1,000.
Right.
Now I
There
got
you
a
go.
better
Here's
idea.
Doug's Toyota. I'm all over
Give
it.
me $1,000 and I'll hit a football with a golf club. See if it'll go through the uprights.
There you go.
Oh my.
You probably destroy the golf club, I'd imagine. I don't know.
Oh my
Would
goodness.
not come out
No.
in good shape, I don't think.
The club would get the worst of it. Don't worry,
Yeah,
I got a lot of old golf
Um,
clubs in my garage.
Well,
right now.
before we let you go, we've
Oh,
got Misa's interview here with your champ,
Oh, yeah.
Robin. So we'll check that out.
All right, we're here at LowcoSports with Robin Zatrau. Robin, tell us about today. You were the individual champion, and May River won its second consecutive and fourth state title. How do you feel?
I feel like it's come full circle. The first state championship I won with my team as the number 4 player was hosted by Hilton Head, and that was the first time I'd won with the entire team, the first state championship I'd won. And my senior year, hosted by Hilton Head, and May River won. So it's really an amazing moment, and I really pushed hard today, like really scrambling for some pars, for some birdies, and tried to make the best of it today.
All right, so a very, very illustrious career for you with all state, all region. Again, individual champion your senior year, 4-time state champion. Tell us about what this means for you as being a person who made this golf program a dynasty here in the state of South Carolina, and your part in that.
Honestly, it's been such a blessing. I'm so lucky that I got to be a part of this. I'm so lucky that I had the people that I have surrounding me that have allowed this to happen. I have so many teammates, Claire Green, Ava, Haley, and my past teammates, Kylie and Sydney Bowes. They've really made this program, and I've just been a part of it. So I'm so lucky.
Okay, how would you encapsulate your career at May River as a Shark for golf?
I would say it's been victorious for sure. It's been full of victory, and it's been full of happiness and teamwork. Most of it is just we've been such a great team. We've had a lot of can we cut that part out?
Go
But I would say my career has been victorious.
I didn't listen to this
as a
before.
May River
Sorry,
Shark,
Robin.
and I'm so proud to be a May River Shark and be a part of this whole 4 state championships, all regions, all states. And I'm lucky that I went out with a bang with an individual championship this year.
All right, Robin, thank you very much. Congratulations and good luck in your next chapter.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry,
I
Robin.
mentioned this
Didn't mean to
before,
burn you there.
But what I was most impressed about this team is just their willingness to improve and get better just among themselves and take the extra initiative to get to being that best player they could possibly be out there in the course. And even when things were not going well, they just found a way to reset and get back to the game. I just think those players just matured and found their groove as it went on, and the work ethic of these young ladies, I mean, it is top notch.
And the cool thing is watching what they do, and from being just an outsider, and I was a fan. I went to state championships.
Right.
I saw Robin win a state championship as a little girl. And to then somehow become the coach and somehow figure out what they needed to make them better. And I think it was just, for me, it's gratifying seeing her overcome. She didn't have the year she wanted last year, right? Now she is playing excellent golf, getting ready to go to St. Francis, and play for their girls golf team. And it's watching them mature through the game, because they had some tough times. Each of them have tough times. Some of them had tough times today, but that's not going to stop the journey, right? Because they're all developing. They're all going to continue to develop, and that maturity is what gets them through the tough times. I can think of 2 players today that were not happy with how they did, but right now they've got a state championship as a team, and they qualified to go to Pinehurst. So we all were talking about that at dinner. Right. So we'll be at Pinehurst just like we were in Frisco, Texas.
Nice.
And we want to get in that top 10. We want to be top 10 in the country. And so then that legacy is something that is remembered forever.
Oh, yeah.
you mentioned everybody has a bad beat during the season. That's just a given.
In
It's going to
life.
happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. And the one thing I noticed after the region qualifier, seeing Hilton Head finish first, it made me wonder. The first question I had was, okay, how is May River going to respond at the States? And I expected this. I didn't. I didn't think this was going to be I knew after that region qualifier that it was going to be Hilton Head and May River going at it. And I knew after that first round, seeing, May River on top, I knew at that moment, those girls playing the way they have all season long, they weren't going to give up that lead. They were determined. That's what you want to see out of a team, out of your players. And so I think, watching this girls golf team as the season's gone on from the beginning to where they are now, it's been a true privilege to watch, another great May River girls golf team, just ascend and become state champions. And now a chance to go to Pinehurst, which I think is going to be so much fun for them. It's going to be a really cool experience. So I'm excited for you guys to be going and playing the best in the world, best in the country at Pinehurst.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the proper way to send our seniors off too. Is hey, let's go play the greatest golf courses at the greatest golf resort in the country.
What
right?
a way to
And
culminate!
So 3 different courses, 3 different days.
That just you couldn't ask for a better way to culminate some legendary careers. Get to playing one of the most prestigious golf complexes in the world. Yeah.
Well, and
I mean, Augusta
think about
Nationals,
that. Then 2 weeks later, they're off to college.
Right.
Yeah.
And so 2 weeks later, you're going off to college to play college golf.
It's
After
the end of an era. You close one chapter and you begin another one. I mean,
Yep. And I'm going to give a special shout out to my senior Addison. She's my number 5. And so never played golf before. And that could be kind of intimidating with the top 4 we've got. Wasn't intimidating for Addison. She set a personal best today in her last match as a senior. So that's 3 and she's got an acceptance letter. I think she said at dinner to App State, Auburn, Kentucky. She ain't no dummy. She got into some of the best schools in the country. And it's just, for me, that's kind of like the proud moment, is that all of them are so mature and they've matured through this game of golf. And it's kind of cool to just see it.
Only problem with Pinehurst is I don't know where you're going to find any baseball games between here and there.
Yeah, well, and see, that's the thing. It's a short drive.
It's a short
My mom
trip.
actually has a place outside of Wilmington and a place outside of Winston-Salem, so I can just go spend a little bit of time in North Carolina. And here's the thing. They don't have to be professional stadiums. Remember, North Carolina is full of triple and double A stadiums.
That's true.
I'm perfectly okay with minor league baseball.
The Grasshoppers, you see the Grasshoppers again?
College ball too. They got some good college teams
took mom
up there.
to the Grasshoppers last time, so.
Yeah.
I mean, they got some good
Dash and
you got some good college baseball.
Well, maybe you could hit a few NASCAR races on your way up.
Wake Forest.
Yeah, my best friend he lives in Charlotte, and so I've actually been to the All-Star race, and we went to Darlington one year because I was living close to there. So I've actually been to a few NASCAR places as well.
All right. Then.
Hey man, you go on your way up there, you stop and watch a Wake Forest baseball game, man. They're pretty fun to watch. I've been to a few of those.
I'd like to catch one of those. And since mom lives there in town, I probably will catch one here soon.
Yeah,
I just hear it's an awesome atmosphere. So
it's great.
Right on, man. Well, congratulations. Enjoy a little bit of rest after the grind. Getting back to a little bit of normalcy. I know you'll miss getting out on that golf cart and passing out the snacks and giving the pep talk.
Now I don't have to pass out the snacks. I'll be eating the snacks on my golf cart.
Hey. There you go, Bubba. Nice. Well, congratulations to you and the girls, and great job guiding the ship this year. Had a pretty talented ship to guide, but you kept it off the rocks. So good job.
Yeah, kept it off the rocks. Thank you guys for all you do here in the Loco.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, bye.
All right, Nathan Campbell, May River Girls Golf, and friend of Loco, longtime friend of Loco, since the beginning and before. Good people. But congrats to the May River Girls. And it's cool that the Hilton Head girls really were the ones who pushed them over the top. I mean, like, Because I think the one thing I was worried about with them was that they could kind of get lulled into
I
just kind
think
of
the
coasting
loss to them
along.
was the
Yeah, that's what I
beneficiary
mean.
because because they kind of snuck up on them. They got them before the one that mattered. They kind of woke them up a bit. So then,
The wake up
you know,
call.
yeah. Hey, it
I mean,
happens.
yeah,
Like you said, it
congrats to
happens
them. Yeah.
so often across sports. You have a team that's just blowing out everybody.
Yep.
You get humbled midway through the season, and it kind of
You
puts
don't
you
want
back.
to. You don't want it to happen in the postseason.
Right.
Yeah, I
You want
mean,
it to happen
yeah,
before then.
absolutely. I mean, congrats to May River. Congrats to Hilton Head for having a great
Yeah.
finish to the season.
Yeah,
Congrats
tremendous.
to Buford,
Yeah.
man. Who
Yeah,
thought
Yeah.
Buford was going to finish
showing
top
out.
10 in this thing? That's a great
Yeah.
finish for Buford.
Loco
And that,
showing out overall.
yeah,
That's
3
fantastic.
teams in the top 10 in the state. That's pretty something. That's
Yeah.
pretty special to see. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
congrats to
solid.
all of them.
Very solid. And
And
remember,
just
we had some solid girls teams as well. So, in the Skiza girls as
you
as
did.
well.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, it's been a good year for girls golf. Let's shout out some sponsors, MVP sponsors. We've got the official apparel sponsor of Loco Sports, Base Hit Life. Got cool baseball and softball themed apparel. Plus, it's too late to get your Halloween gear now. It's not going to get there in time, but maybe next time. And then we've got they've got hoodies. It's hoodie season. They got some cool stuff out there as far as that goes. Check out
Hey, it might be
basehitlife.com.
Halloween, might be approaching, but guess what? It's already time to think about holiday shopping.
Yeah, that's true. And Halloween's coming next year too. I mean,
Yes,
it'll come
indeed.
back around. So,
True that.
you
Yeah.
want to get that limited
Yep.
edition Halloween
Yep.
hoodie at
Right.
basehitlife.com and live your best base hit life.
Yep.
We've got homegrown home inspections, the best home inspectors in the Loco. When it comes to making sure you're making a great real estate investment, you got to call in homegrown. And if you're building a new home, you got to have that phased inspection where they check on it every step of the way and make sure it's built right with homegrown home inspections. We got Hospice Care of the Low Country, providing hospice care, palliative care, free grief counseling, and much more. Great organization, nonprofit hospice care in Southern Beaufort County. Hospice Care of the Low Country. It's not about dying, it's about living. And if you want to learn more about your community and how to become a better citizen, more involved, take advantage of everything, tell people about what's so great about this place, you got to get hooked up with the USCB Center for Low Country Tourism Education. Their Bluffton Ambassadors and Island Ambassadors programs are great and will get you really filling the gaps in your knowledge about this place and the history, the culture, and help you understand it better and appreciate it more. So check out the USCB Center for Low Country Tourism Education. What you want to do, boys? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Let's take a look at some volleyball brackets.
Volleyball brackets.
Yeah,
That's a
let's do
plan.
that.
Let me get the brackets up. Starting with the boys, I suppose, since they get started tomorrow night.
Speaking of MVP sponsors, we do have a sponsor coming up, and we mentioned that yesterday. A new sponsor that may potentially be joining us, but I'm gonna save it for right now because we have not officially gotten them on board yet. But it's gonna be great when they do hop on.
Yeah, we got a new one coming. We got one coming. Here we go. Class 4A boys volleyball brackets.
Ooh, excited to see this
for you. So gonna get started tomorrow night, Wednesday. May River taking on Airport in the tank. Hilton Head will go to Bishop England. Battery Creek going to Oceanside. And Bluffton at home against Bridges Prep. So Loco on Loco.
That's
gonna be a good one.
That's the best one right there. Yeah.
That's the move for our squads, for our peeps. So yeah, somebody needs to get out there and check that out. Bridges and Bluffton tomorrow night. I'll see if I can do it. We got the bonfire at the Ville tomorrow night.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right.
Homecoming bonfire.
Yes.
That'll be fun. So there's your 4A boys bracket, and these are seeded, so you can see that Bluffton would likely go on the road to Phillips Simmons in the second round. May River would be at home though against Bishop England or Hilton Head, so you're going to have potential another region matchup.
Kind of crazy how many more lower state teams there are than upper state teams. I just realized.
Right? Yeah. I guess it just hasn't caught on as much.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm so happy that it's caught on here because I think I'm hoping one day that not only will it catch on fully within the state for public school, but hopefully eventually I'd love to see the private schools in this area start doing boys volleyball too. I think that's a great
Oh, there's
upcoming and
some
growing sport
especially
here.
for some like basketball players and
Yep.
other athletes.
Hilton Head
Like,
Prep. I feel like Hilton Head Prep should have it. They have a bunch of basketball players who don't play football.
Yeah. Well, I
Right.
mean, there's a kid from my graduating class back at Hilton Head Christian Academy, great volleyball player, but unfortunately we didn't have a men's volleyball team, and that was Reese Cloud. You know, I always loved watching him play. You know, practice with the girls volleyball team, being a assistant coach for them, and you know, I know he really wanted.
His sister was a good player, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Devaney, was that right? Devaney
think
or
so.
Devaney?
But yeah, Reese was something special. I've known Reese for a very long time, so you know, I think if this can catch on and grow within public school, eventually the private school teams will catch on with this as well. And
That's the next
I
step.
pray that could be a thing, because I think having private school men's volleyball around here would be something.
Yeah, it might be a little while.
I think it will be. I agree with that, Justin. I think it will be.
Well, the reason I say that is just thinking about the timeline. Like, Hilton Head Christian just started lacrosse this year,
and they're starting softball.
It's been like 20 years that everybody's had lacrosse. 20 plus years that everybody's had lacrosse in the public schools now.
But we are talking about,
and they're just starting softball. Hilton Head Christian, Hilton Head Prep.
Well, they had softball, but it never grew on, and it was part of it was because it wasn't a big enough school at that point for them to have a softball.
But here's what I'm saying though. The reason it took so long is because your school population has to grow significantly to be able to add a whole other sport, because you need to be able to feed like multiple levels of it.
Grow even more. It's about to grow even more. They're just about to add a new building to it for just the high school. 2 floors.
Well, but here's the problem with they already have serious issues with gym time.
That is very true. It's not a big gym, and I wish they had another one. Honestly, I wish they had another one.
If you're gonna add boys volleyball with a varsity and a middle school, or a varsity and a JV or whatever, like you're already really crunched there between basketball.
And it's one of the things I always wondered when they first.
I think it'll be longer than you would think it would be.
I agree, but
there's a lot more boxes to check than we maybe think about.
One of the things I'm so baffled by when they first built the school there is they made the gym too small. Like, there aren't enough seats in that gym for them to have, meaningful games. Like, I was at 2 seasons ago, I was at the homecoming game, and they were playing Prep. They beat Prep, and everyone was there. There were no seats left. And everybody's just standing around the basketball court watching this game, hoping they're not going to get run over by one of the players.
It was packed, and it was hot.
Yeah, and no air conditioning was not working. I don't think it was working at all. But
here's your 4A girls bracket. We got Buford traveling to Bishop England. Hilton Head, as you noted in our text thread, Wes, got hosed by the RPI.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't agree with that.
They for sure. I mean, just looking at their performance and their strength of schedule, which is the most important. They surely are the best of those 3 teams, and because of that, they are the only one who has to go on the road of all those 3 teams, which is extremely unfair. You've got to do a better job. You got to do a better job of factoring in strength of schedule, because that when RPI, it's okay, but when it doesn't, it's record, moving team's record, but that's can be faulty sometimes.
I mean, look at Buford. Buford got in on RPI alone. And that shocks me that Hilton's sitting at the 9 seed, because I honestly thought they would be the 7 seed going into this, and for them to be sitting as the third place team on RPI, I find unusual.
Yeah, I think the RPI formula needs to be tweaked a touch.
Because Bluffton,
it's overvaluing something. I haven't dug deep enough into it yet.
RPI, what it does, it factors your record, it factors your opponent's winning percentage, and then the opponent's winning percentage. So there is a lot of skew when it comes to determines how strong a team really is.
But it's the percentage allotted to each is what I'm talking about. I think they could just tweak the percentage allotted to
Right,
each
but-
and probably fix
but
a
I
lot
mean,
of things.
look
if
at
you
Bishop
look at-
England and May
if you look
River.
at if you look at the max preps ratings, they do a much better job of factoring that in.
Agreed. I agree.
There are other methods that are better, but at least I'll give
Well,
props to the high school league for.
Here's what I don't get. If we all agree that the max preps ratings are better than the max preps RPI, why are we bothering to have them create the RPI? Why don't we just use
Agreed.
their algorithm, their
Right.
formula that already exists?
Well, look at
Like
this.
for the RPI to work, everybody has to enter their scores anyway,
Right.
which informs their rankings and makes them complete.
Right.
Because
So let's
the
just use that. I don't.
Are the region champs and region runner-ups based on RPI as well, or do they get in
Well,
based
no,
on their?
first region. So the 1 through 3 seeds
The
are all
three
region
region champs get seeded,
and then 2, 4 for
1,
6
2,
and number
3.
2, and so on.
Yeah.
But
So I mean, they didn't
7th
like
versus
really
9th
get
is a huge
hosed.
difference.
It's just that,
Well, they didn't get hosed,
'Cause
but
they
the
were-
problem is they should have gotten that first round match at home. That's the problem. 7 versus
Right.
the 9 seed is a big difference because if you're 9,
but
you
that's
go
the
on the
same
road.
thing that
should have been
happened.
the 8.
Yeah,
They should have at least been the 8 in that situation.
I
At least
think
the 8.
yeah,
You can say
Okay.
that, but the RPI is what it is. So
right.
It's
Yeah.
still
you
better
just gotta
than the
play
old
the team
way.
in front of
Yeah.
you, and I mean it's
One of
because
the
I ideal,
one of the
but
then you
third
have
place
the
teams was
12
going to go on the road regardless, even if it
right.
was
I mean,
random
at
draw.
least it's yes. I'll say it's an improvement for sure.
Yeah.
From it's because you don't have a thing where you have the 1, 2, 3. It's not the regions aren't balanced because when they're balanced, it's easier because you have an equal number of teams from each region. You have the 1 through 4 from 4 regions, but now that it's all
Right.
in 4A, which is the weird anomaly with the these high school.
Well, here's what
classifications.
else is weird that I just noticed. Just by fluke, I guess, all 4 of our
Yeah.
region teams ended up
And
in the same half
The
of the draw
other
here.
the other point I wanted to make
And we
is
may have them
that
all
1
playing each
versus
other in the second
16
half.
matchup. Don't count out Buford. Didn't they push Bishop England to 5 sets this year?
They pushed somebody. Was it Bishop England? I remember they played some. I thought it was Bluffton that they pushed, but
Let me
I
see
could be
because
wrong. I'm
yeah,
about to look it up.
but regardless, I mean, when you've seen someone 2 times, you never know. I mean, that 1 versus 16.
No, you're right. They did
Yeah,
push Bishop
they
England to
did.
5 sets. Wow. Yeah. So who knows? They got swept the second meeting, but they did
But
it once.
if Hilton Head wins, and that would set up if Buford upsets,
Right.
then it could be a.
So we
But
could
if
have a
it's Bishop
Bishop
England wins,
England,
it'll be
Hilton
a
Head,
region
Bluffton,
matchup
May
again.
River.
So, right. And normally
That'd
you
be
don't see teams in the
interesting.
same region meeting so early, but with this new RPI system, it allows more
Right. It's
region like
weird.
yeah. So
That's one thing I don't particularly like about it. I don't think.
I mean,
I'd
look, you have
prefer-
divisional like in the NFL playoffs, you have like
Yeah.
wild card games between the same teams in the same division.
True.
So it's,
I prefer when they,
Hmm.
I don't know. NCAA tournament though, you don't put anybody
Right.
from the same
right, true,
conference.
true. Yeah,
Um,
until the Sweet 16, that is true.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, there's pros and cons to a lot of different sides of it. But I like the move to the RPI.
Yeah,
rather than
I
just
like it
random draw.
overall.
Yeah.
I just think they
It's not
need to
bad.
tweak the
Not bad.
formula a little bit. But
Yeah.
Battery Creek gets a home game. No, never mind. I looked at that wrong somehow.
No, they didn't. Oh no.
No, they go to Waccamaw. I swore
Waccamaw.
oh, it was tennis that they had a home
Oh.
game. That's
Oh
what it
yeah,
No.
that's right. It's tennis.
was. They go to
Oh,
Waccamaw in the first round. Waccamaw is usually really good, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they usually pretty
They're
good?
the number 2.
Um,
They're the number 2 out of their
Region
region.
5, but who's the one?
One I think was where is it? I can't find it.
Did they get
5,
sent to the other
5.
bracket?
5. Where's region 5? No,
I
there's
don't
no
see
way.
the Region 5 number 1.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Ainer. It's
Oh,
Ainer.
yeah.
Top
Okay.
corner.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. So, okay. So, yeah, I think Waccamaw will probably be a problem for them. If not, they'll get Fox Creek in the second round, and that'll
And that will
probably
be
be trouble.
interesting. Yeah.
That'll probably be trouble. I mean, honestly, our Battery Creek, don't expect them to make a deep run. And then 2A, I really don't expect a whole lot out of Hampton or Whale Branch, but I certainly do out of Bridges Prep. Actually, Whale Branch didn't get in, did they? No. But Bridges Prep sits right there at the top of the lower state bracket. Most importantly, they have that beautiful little H on their path all the way out, which means that they get to stay home. They will have to go through, a gauntlet because academic. I think Bridges is third or fourth in the Max Preps rankings. Academic is sixth. They're pretty good. North Central's number 1 and is undefeated. And then Philip Simmons is number 2 or 3, and Bridges is 4, I think. So it's going to be, but they got to go through Philip Simmons, and they're pretty tough. So I expect it'll be, Philip Simmons. Although I don't know how good Atlantic Collegiate is, they might be good too. But I expect to see Philip Simmons out there, and then Bridges has a gauntlet, but they can come
They have
through
a shot. They got a good enough team from what I've seen.
They're very good.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
West went and watched them in the state
gauntlet.
championship game last year.
That's a gauntlet.
That was well, what happened last year? They had to play St. Joseph's, who they move up because the multiplier. So they don't have to. They were outmatched by that St. Joseph's Catholic team. Let's go through them, but can you pull up the 2-way bracket pulled up for Bridges?
Oh, I had it, and then I went away from it. I'll get it back up. But
because I would make some remarks once I got the bracket back up.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Yeah, so Bridges Prep, it looks like they have home court throughout, so because they'd be the 1 seed, and if they get to round 2, which they should. Although you never know what to expect when that large team coming from the upper state. York Prep.
True.
That's never easy. Because normally you get an at-large team coming down from the upper state. They're always you can't take that team lightly. So they'll have to be ready.
Historically, it hasn't gone very well for us when those things have happened.
Yeah. So hopefully they can get Hampton County all the way down there against Lake City, I believe. So Canes will be in this as well. But the team that I'm interested in is North Central. I think you mentioned them. That's the team that would probably play in the lower state semis, and then Philip Simmons, another formidable squad over there, which could possibly be the lower state championship. So not going to be easy to get back to that state final in 2A, but Bridges Prep has the pedigree, and there's always something to say about a team that's been there before. They know how to win the postseason, so it's going to be exciting. And I think having that home court, man, it was absolutely electric in that gym. And now just think about with that new gym, how even better it could be with the environment. So
I think I mean, looking at these teams, I mean, God, there are a lot of really good teams in this lower state. I mean, Bridges Prep, before they even have to play North Central, they got to go through Academic Magnet too, and Academic Magnet's not a terrible team. They're good. So like this is a gauntlet all the way through, and even York Prep. I mean, an at-large team, is not someone to mess around with. I mean, you really want to focus throughout this entire thing because, God, the number of teams I'm looking at right now that are all really strong teams, it's a gauntlet. I agree with Justin here. It is a gauntlet and a half, I think, because it's just a lot of really strong teams that Bridges Prep is going to have to go through, even though they may have the home advantage throughout.
Yeah, it's going to be a good run. They'll be well tested. If they get to that championship game, they will have earned it.
Yep.
And they'll have to earn it against Philip Simmons. But I think they feel like they can compete with Philip Simmons.
Really well.
I agree.
Those girls.
North Central would be the team that I would be most worried about Bridges Prep going up against.
Well, I mean, Philip Simmons, I think, is the best team in the bracket, but you wouldn't see them until the very end.
Yeah.
They lost a 3-setter to Philip Simmons, like 2-1, in a tournament, and it was let's see what the score was more specifically. 25-17 first set to Bridges, then they lost 25-16 and 15-13. So very even matchup.
Yeah.
So, they feel like they're right there with the team that's considered, a among the
Yep.
favorites at least. But North
Yeah.
Central, I think, is kind of the sleeper. They have the really good record, but maybe the strength of schedule is a little lacking, so you're not really
Probably,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, they seem to be very good. Obviously, you don't get through the season without losing a game unless you're good. Like,
Yeah, you have to be pretty dominant, especially those
um,
early
Well, we saw
especially all
that
these
with
teams play these
First
tournaments early in
Presbyterian
the
of Shannon
season.
Forest. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, every
you
team
got to be
tests
good.
themselves, especially the good ones. You play in all these tournaments. If you're really good, you're going to go out of the state and play some really good teams and to get better. But yeah, that's the nature of volleyball.
and you
Nature of
also
these
got
sports early in the season.
you also have
Uh,
Barnwell in that picture
but
too. We didn't
Yep.
mention Barnwell.
yeah,
Barnwell's in that picture. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know how good
know.
they are,
I
but being the number
I
2 out of
wanted
that region, they gotta be doing
Yeah,
something. I mean, we'll see
they're
what they can do.
okay. They
I'm-
lost 3 region games, 2 to Bridges and 1 to somebody else.
Yep.
So I don't
I
think
want to
they're
hear
a
your
rough threat.
thoughts on the first round match between May River and North Augusta. Is that the plan? That's a tough first round match. That's not an easy one for the Sharks.
Yeah.
North Augusta is
They're
they're getting
I think it is.
they're getting better at the right time. They put up a nice result. Their last match they took out Aiken, I think, which is the top seed. They won 5. So they've had some poor performances, but the last yeah, I mean Gilbert, Midland Valley they lost, but then the Aiken match they won. So that's not going to be an easy first round matchup at the tank, but it should be a great night of volleyball to start off the post Thursday. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to tomorrow because we have some guys taking the court. So a ton of fun. We've had to delay a few weeks because of the weather, but now we're ready to get into the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Go time. Go time for the b-ball playoffs and the tennis playoffs.
And
I don't know.
yeah, on the tennis playoffs, and then the big Friday of football. So it's going to be a fun couple of days.
Yes, sir.
it is.
Tennis playoffs getting started on Thursday. You've got see here, confusing myself. Buford at Bishop England, Hartsville at May River, Brooklyn Casey at Hilton Head, and Bluffton at Wilson in 4A, and then Keenan at Battery Creek in the 8-9 game in 3A. So got quite a few teams playing in the playoffs. Then full slate of football on Friday with some huge games on tap.
Ooh, the Bluffton
We'll
Bowl.
get into all that Thursday night with Marcus
But,
Walsh joining us for the
Yeah.
Loco Pigskin preview.
We'll get our power
We'll
rankings
do our
out as
rankings
well.
rankings tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do those
We're
tomorrow.
kind of already
I think we're also
over time to go.
I think we'll also try to get a Loco grind in this weekend. I'm thinking maybe Sunday night because we got fights on Saturday at the Foundry. So, and then Monday is first day of wrestling practice. So Sunday night grind is sounding like a move. And I think we'll try to see if Elmer Linares can join us tomorrow night on the Lowdown to talk about his fight coming up on Saturday. So that sounds like a plan. Varsity sponsors of LowcoSports, DDS Web Design builds, hosts, maintains websites for businesses and nonprofits. So if you need to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, go to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties and helps us shine a light on deserving teams and student athletes in those areas. Dr. Ambrose Cole, official chiropractor of LowcoSports, got me feeling right yesterday. You can find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. And I said it's wrestling season. The presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind and the official wrestling sponsor of LowcoSports is Reverence Wrestling Club. It's the place to go if you want to take your skills on the mat to the next level this season. Those are our varsity sponsors. How about the Loco Booster Club? We got Court Lifestyle Pros. They want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Daniel and Debbie Court are with Charter One Realty. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel. Go check out their showroom on Argent Boulevard. Jay's Barber Shop is the place to be in Ridgeland. Whether you need a haircut or not, go in for the combo. Come out looking stylish. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Get your floors so clean, your feet will thank you. Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episode tonight, and the boys are on fire. Curry bought his broom to troll Rich, although it looks like the Yankees may stave off elimination for another.
Yeah, they've
Ooh.
scored another run here,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
Not over
they're,
yet,
they're,
but
we'll see if
yeah.
see if their bullpen can hold on this time.
they'll lose again anyway.
They've not had great luck with that in this series. But Hudson's Seafood House in the Docks, you'll have great luck with your meal if you go there. And if you're hungry or thirsty out in Hampton County, stop in at Hurricane Sports Cafe and tell them the guys from Loco sent you, and I'm
Yes,
sure they'll
sir.
take real good care of you. Parting thoughts, gentlemen. What else you got tonight?
Well, it's yeah. I mean, it's been another just disastrous season in Charlotte for the Panthers, and every passing day, it just there's something else that continues to either embarrass their fans or just increase the pain of living through this tenure. And today it was Deontay Johnson who they got in the offseason, and they traded him to the Baltimore Ravens.
Sure did.
And the return. Well, they didn't just trade Deontay Johnson. They traded a 2025 sixth. Guess what they got back? A 2025 fifth. So it's possible if Baltimore wins the Super Bowl and Carolina finishes 32nd, they would move up one spot, which is very possible if the Ravens win the Super Bowl. Because
wow, man, what a trade, man! That's A+ effort right there. My God, what were they thinking? What in God's name were they thinking? That's just the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Because let's just be honest, Ravens just lost the game to the Cleveland Browns.
They just gave him away.
They gave him away. God,
for almost nothing in return.
Man, if only Bryce Young had receivers like DJ Moore and Deontay Johnson around him, huh?
What is that front office
doing?
And
hey,
honestly,
look at the Chicago Bears. At least they're being competitive. I know they lost on that Hail Mary
they sure did.
From Jaden Daniels on that crazy catch in the end in Washington.
Because that man wanted to talk trash to the fans more than he wanted to defend that.
That play honestly reminds me of that play Auburn and Georgia game where Marshall threw that pass and goes between two defenders and he just catches it.
Yep.
How
do you let him get behind you though?
Yeah,
that's job number one. Somebody's job is to be the last man.
At least find a way to knock the ball down. I mean, don't tip the ball up. Don't let them get a chance to have that ball careen somewhere and try to allow them to catch it.
He was unmarked. He was just standing there 3 yards behind everybody, unmarked. It's like the cardinal sin.
I hope you learn from that mistake, but that might be the loss that cost the Bears from making the playoffs in the end. Because it's a
Panthers, man. The Panthers, the Oakland A's of the NFL, honestly.
That's fact.
More like the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Anyway, good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah,
but they did say that despite trading Deontay Johnson, they are not shopping Chuba Hubbard or J.C. Horn. So
great. Yeah.
Sorry, fellas, you get to stay in Charlotte.
Yeah. Chuba, man, you deserve better.
I like Chuba. Chuba's good.
Cool, man.
Chuba's had a good year.
He deserves better than that.
But hey, Derek Brown, unfortunately gone for the season on the shelf, but you got to keep at least a couple franchise pieces.
Is done for the year as well.
That's tough to see.
Chiefs might go undefeated because the Texans just lost Stephon Diggs for the rest of the year.
Tank Dell can step up. He's shown some good.
He's good. He's good. But behind him.
Should be interesting.
Max, do you have a uniform of the week loaded up here?
I actually have 2 of the week, but I'm gonna do the first one here.
Saving one for tomorrow.
I don't know if I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I want to do it now, honestly.
Okay. All right.
I got my first one here. Tennessee. Always have loved these jerseys when they first came out with them.
Gaston Moore will be wearing these.
They're dark mode jerseys.
Nice.
Those are. Oh, look at those. I love those. I don't know why, but something about them is just.
No, they're
it's so
beautiful.
special.
They're beautiful,
What's
and they're
great
wearing
is
them
watching
Halloween
them play it.
weekend, which is perfect.
Watching them play a home game with either that checkerboard or all orange, and then having those black uniforms is just it's so cool. And
By the
then
way, hey, I'm on the Tennessee bandwagon this year. Go Gaston Moore. I was rooting for them to beat Alabama. Alabama. That was the big win that they had a couple weeks ago, right?
Yep.
So go Vols. So Rocky Top all the way.
Yep.
That's
And
the
then
more.
number 2, UCF. Take a look at those. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. Those are their space uniforms. Now they've been doing this for a few years now, and they've had some pretty cool looking jerseys. I love when they bring
got
these
like
out.
a gradient thing going.
They got some crazy ones. Let me see if I can find. They had one from last
Pretty
year.
nice. It's pretty nice.
Let
Not
me
my
see if I can
favorite, but it's okay. It's a little futuristic for me.
Let me see if I
like
can find
clean.
them. These were. I'm gonna find them. Here we go.
I don't want to think about all the sweatshop labor involved in these. I really don't.
I wasn't expecting to hear that. Let me see. Twitter. That's where I
mean, they got like 700 players on every college football team, right? And they got like 12 different jerseys. That's a lot of jerseys.
It is a lot of jerseys.
More jerseys than games.
And then they auction them all off for charity.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
I am too ethical.
Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Let me see here. Here we go. Let's just do this. This is better.
Well, FIU's not wearing the Vice unis tonight, but they're beating down on New Mexico State.
Gotta love the midweek football, especially at the.
I'm kind of into these Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think we got them until like Thanksgiving week. So,
all right.
Yeah, especially now that
these were their ones from last year. And
who's this?
UCF. That was their space unis from last year.
Last year. Oh yeah,
Space U. Nice. Actually, it was funny because the craziest thing is going to one of those football games and just seeing a rocket come out of like the middle of the field. Just seeing a rocket taking off because you can actually see them.
They don't. They have to work after school.
Wow.
Yeah, the craziest thing is UCF's field. You can see rockets taking off from Cape Canaveral.
Yeah,
during football games and stuff like that. And if it's a night game and you just see this rocket coming out of nowhere, it's one of the coolest things ever. So I absolutely absolutely love it. But yeah, those are my unis for the week. Those Tennessee unis are something special.
Very good. Powered by Uniswag.
Uniswag.
Gotta get a sponsor. We gotta get a sponsor for Wes's uniforms.
That's gonna happen.
Uniswag. But Aaron Judge. No, Stanton.
Pop up. Loud out.
Aaron Judge strikes out again now. Seriously, that was.
He drew a walk earlier. He laid off a couple off the outside corner.
He drew a walk last night, and then he proceeded to, just.
And then he grinned like a little
What's
kid.
What's he in the playoffs? Like
he got to run the bases for the
something?
first time all season.
Has he gotten anything during these
like
playoffs? Has he
150
hit
in
a
the
home
playoffs?
run at all? Like what?
Goodness.
No,
how did the Yankees get to the World Series? How?
On tonight's Under the Bus, Curry said the word.
Dodo.
Yeah, for
Choking
sure.
dogs.
Agreed.
Yep.
Choking dogs.
Agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and Rich
it'll
was
be,
fired up. Rich was ranting about the
looking
game.
like
He was mad.
Stanton.
Oh,
Loud line out. But
I'd be ranting too.
Dodgers still with a chance here with the head to the 8th down by just 2. So Freddie
I'm rooting
Freeman
for the Yankees tonight only because
you want baseball season to end.
I want this series to last longer than it's going
game
to.
5 if they can force it. But,
minus the steals. No, he's a way better baseball player than Canseco was. As far as I know, Judge hasn't let a ball bounce off his head for a home run.
No, he has not done
there's
that.
no such thing anymore, I don't think. Analytics say you can't strike out enough.
Yeah,
as long as as you hit,
three-run homer.
as long as you hit a lot of home runs, strikeouts are allowed now. Allowed now.
Players don't even like strikeouts anymore. It's part of the game. I mean, it's strikeouts, it's doubles, it's three-run homers for others.
The other thing that is true in today's game for sure is there are a lot of situations where a strikeout is better than a ball in play because a ball in play is a double play.
Right.
And so,
Sometimes,
that's a lot of times if you got a guy on first, you're swinging for the fence.
Right.
Because it's either home run, fly out, or double play if you put the ball in play.
Unless if you got like a runner on third, one out, then you're trying to put the
ball, then you're trying to hit one behind him on the right side. Yeah, sure.
It's all situational.
But it is situational, and the three true outcomes are boring, but they are what we're left with at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the solution to it is really. Moving the mound back seems like a viable solution, but to the strikeout problem, but it's going to create more walks most likely. And I don't know how it would impact, hitting outcomes, but it would definitely swing things back in the hitter's favor because it is definitely in the pitcher's favor. Now, I think the easiest solution to many of the things that ail baseball is actually quite simple, and that is limit the number of pitchers on the roster. I think that's where everything went awry, is because like I remember it was insane to carry 13 pitchers at one point. Like everybody carried 12 pitchers, and now they just shuttle pitchers back and forth. Maybe you could limit the number of pitchers who can be rostered over the course of the season. I don't know,
and you see all
but that's where we saw the starters innings going down.
Right, and now you have the openers who
now you got like 8 guys who can throw 100 down the bullpen, and you're going to use 4 of them every day for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah.
So they gotta figure that out. What's he say? Money wins championships. Yes, MLBPA has figured out collective bargaining. 50% of profits to salary is huge. Yes, I agree. They've done the Baseball Players Association has done by far the best job of the unions, the players' unions. First of all, the NFL doesn't even have guaranteed contracts, so they're failing miserably on that front. I think the NBA does an okay job, but they got some weird deals too, like the 10-day contract and stuff like that. But baseball, man, you make it to the bigs, you get pretty well taken care of.
Well, you get the pension plan, right? When you hit like a 10 that's
you get pretty well taken care of if you make it there, and if you make it to that second contract, you get very well taken care of, as we've seen the last few years. But a few years ago, they were also complaining about the owners colluding against older players, veteran players, and free agency. It's a battle. They had a pretty dicey collective bargaining situation the last time around to iron out a lot of that stuff. So, but work was done, and
barely got the season off. They had to
play
a bit.
Yeah, it got a little dicey. So, and they've had shutdowns in our lifetime, my lifetime anyway. I don't know about y'all. Were y'all alive for the last one? 94?
It was in the 90s. I was
94.
A couple years
94.
Before. Yeah, so I don't remember
Chuck Knobloch was going to break the record for doubles, and then
I remember we lost the whole NHL season back in 2000 because they had a lockout. The NBA always came close. NFL came close, but I don't think
the NHL lockout lost
me
as a hockey fan. They lost me as a hockey fan because the year before the Blues broke my heart in the playoffs against Ricci and Nolan and the Sharks, and then they went on strike. And when they came back, I didn't know who was on what team, and I just couldn't be bothered to care again after the heartbreak. And then I moved to the South where no one cared about hockey until the Ghost Pirates came. And now they love it. Yes, Twins, Nubby. That's it.
Yeah.
Here's the word collusion like a Matterhorn. Libby's back.
Kevin Libby with the hot takes. That's he's always a fun part of the show.
This
never
was
know.
Knobloch. This was Knobloch before the yips, by the way,
Yep.
pre-yips.
Right.
Yeah, St. Louis does love hockey.
Oh man.
Anything else, boys?
No, I don't got anything else.
Hey, let's bring on the
zonked.
playoffs. Bring on the volleyball and the tennis starting tomorrow. Guys volleyball. It's a lot of fun. I haven't been to a guys game. Come to the Bridges Prep Lefty
Tomorrow
game.
night,
That's gonna be a great. I hope that the girls team comes out to support and the students come out to support, and especially the local on loco matchup, it could be a great crowd, and I'm pumped. I haven't seen guys volleyball in a long time, but I will bet you that it is 2 times or more better than I saw the last time I've been to one. These guys continue to get better and better. So I'm excited for what's in store, and it would be cool to see one of our guys team go deep in the playoffs.
Indeed, it would, and I expect we will see that. I mean, that's what is supposed to happen based on the seeding. So at least one of them ought to be able to make a deep run. So that'll be cool. Playoff time is upon us. World Series closing in. Oh, Yankees catcher.
Will it end tonight,
Bummer.
or will the Yankees live to fight another day of
I don't know.
baseball?
I think they're gonna win tonight. I think they're gonna survive to fight another day. Get it back to. Does it go back?
No, Game 5 in New York. We got one more in New York.
2-3-2. I hate
2-3-2.
2-3-2.
Yeah.
I like 2-2-1-1-1.
They only do it's travel. Though baseball, they don't do that in baseball because the travel, especially because they play so often. Like in the NBA and NHL, you have off days and more off days.
Yeah. I just like 2-2-1-1-1 because since I was a kid, I've felt a great feeling of injustice with the 2-3-2, because if you lose one, like you have home field advantage for the series, but if you lose one of the first 2 at home, you got to win all 3 on the road to get back you got to win 2 out of 3 on the road.
If it's 1-1, it goes to the road team. They can win all 3 and never comes back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like you got to win one of the road games to be able to get back, and that's a weird setup for me. I've never liked that. I like 2-2-1-1-1, but it is what it is. I understand the logistics of it, but I just prefer it for fairness purposes. We're already traveling so damn much. Is one more trip I mean, this year would make a big difference.
Right.
New York and Los Angeles. But some years it wouldn't matter at all.
Yeah. It was a Subway series.
Year babes. What's up, buddy? Gerhart started today. Well, yesterday technically, but today was his first day in the classroom with the Ville.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Yeah, it's happening. Home field matters least in baseball. Confidence, as always, is paramount in front of my grandparents. What? I'm lost. I'm lost on that one. You lost me on the last sentence, Libby.
I don't know what's going on. Right.
Something to do with your grandparents. But I think we've gone off the rails. I'm zonked. Let's call it a night. Thanks to Misa Garzone for his reporting from the golf today while I was at school and y'all were at work. Thanks to Nathan Campbell for jumping on. Congrats to the champ, the coach and his team. As well as you play better in front of your fans. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs, Mickelson Law Firm, and thanks to all of you for showing up to listen or watch. Even Kevin Libby here in the comments. Thanks to you especially, buddy. We appreciate you. For Max Araj and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. We'll be back tomorrow night to do it again. Loco Sports Lowdown coming at you. Until then, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco.